Ghanaian public doctors say they will withdraw all services beyond 5 p.m. each day and will not work on weekends if government goes ahead to implement a decision to scrap the market premium for government workers. The Ghana Medical Association has served notice that there could be a major disruption of services in public hospitals if government implements such a decision. The issue has raised a lot of concerns from the Labour Front, Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, governance experts and the general public. Are the doctors asking for too much? What is informing government decision to scrap this market premium? This is our big story for today. My name is Bright Nana Amfo, and according to the Ghana Medical Association, its members will not work overtime if the market premium is scrapped. The group says if government scraps the market premium, it must expect less output. Instead of working all through the night and on weekends, it will work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and will not work on weekends. The group added government either finds a means to pay them overtime or it will work only 40 hours instead of 400 or 500 hours weekly. Let me speak to this group, the Ghana Medical Association. Deputy General Secretary of the association, Dr. Justice Yankson, has just joined me on phone. Dr. Yankson, thanks so much for your time. Well, I've lost Dr. Yankson. He is the Deputy General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association, and they are serving notice of withdrawing services if government goes ahead to scrap the market premium. Now, it is also asking government to pay them up, or they will work between 5 a.m. or 8 p.m. and also will not work on overtime, and they will only work 40 hours instead of 400 or 500 hours weekly. Soon I'll be speaking to the Secretary General, the General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Justice Yankson, who will join me on phone soon. Dr. Yankson, thanks so much for your time. Dr. Yankson, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Brian.
And thanks. And what is informing this decision about threat of withdrawing services or refusing to work after 5 p.m.?
Well, it is not a threat, and it is not a refusal as well. It is just what the rules dictate.
Right.
If you pay me for 40 hours, I work for 40 hours. It's that simple.
Why the change of mind? Initially, you worked more than 40 hours. Now, you're asking that pay me or else I work 40 hours and go home.
Okay. Good evening to your listeners as well. The issues are very simple. As far as the Ghana Medical Association is concerned, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Finance, Fair Wages and Salaries Commission all agree. And they themselves have confirmed that, yes, indeed, the doctors do extra hours compared to the usual 8 hours a day business for government workers entailed in the single side arrangement.
Right.
Based on this extra hours of work, in November 2011, we were dragged to court by Fair Wages, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, and government for that matter. We were sent to the Labour Commission where we had a compulsory arbitration. And basically, the compulsory arbitration centered on the issue of our extra hours. While the doctors were contending that we worked between 256 to about 500 extra hours, depending on where you find yourself, the Ministry of Health, together with the Ministry of Finance and Fair Wages, paid their own research and calculations, put it at 201 extra hours. We at GMA decided that, okay, for whatever it is, we'll go along with your 201 extra hours, as you have stated in your own evidence before the panel at the arbitration. Based on that, the panel, the GMA asked that we be paid for those extra hours we do. Government and Fair Wages, for that matter, said, well, they may not be able to pay for the whole 200 hours. Arguments were raised back and forth, and finally, based on the evidence as presented, the panel of arbitrators awarded the GMA 60% of that total number of extra hours for senior doctors, and then 50%. So basically what it means is that the junior doctors were being paid for half the extra hours they do, while the senior doctors were paid 60% of the extra hours they do. We were not happy, but we accepted it in good faith. We accepted it in good faith and decided to went along with it. That was christened in quote market premium by the Fair Wages and Salaries on our pay slip. Now, government in its current budget statement, per the finance minister, said they are going to withdraw that effective January. Now, what we are saying that when the labor court speaks, technically speaking, it is a court of law that has spoken. It is also an institution of state. Now, if you want to vary things, at least you should do it in consultation with everybody, or you put in a system to ensure that our extra hours of work is paid for, because the spirit of the ruling was that pay them for the extra hours, even though the court said, well, if government says they can't pay, or we'll give you 60% of what you do. What it means is that you have to pay. And if you look at our Labor Act, it also spells out clearly that whatever anybody does, not just a doctor, but anybody at all, by way of that working relationship, any overtime done should be accounted for and duly paid, except under some emergency situation and all that. And those ones we have accepted, and we've even cut down the number of extra hours that they are supposed to pay. We work from basically do it for free. Now, what we are saying is that if you decide to withdraw the payment for the extra 200 hours that we pay, even though you are not paying in full, but you are paying just about half, if you decide to withdraw that half as well, then we are also not going to do the 200 extra hours, because the single spine salary structure is premised on 40 hours a week. Right.
So has this been communicated to you, or you are taking it from what the budget said?
Well, unfortunately, I mean, don't forget that after the budget statement, it goes through the various stages in Parliament, and we end up with what is known as the Appropriation Act for the year.
Right.
And all these things are contained in there. So technically speaking, in a way, it becomes law. And once government has indicated that it is going to do it, it has the power to do it. So basically, all that we are saying is simple. Pay us for any extra hours of work done. If you don't pay us, we don't have a problem, but we are not going to do those extra hours. And we are also going to follow the dictates of the single spine. 8 hours a day, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 days a week.
I'll try and get the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to react to this particular issue. But since it has not been communicated to you, don't you think that you are jumping the gun?
Hello, Brian.
I'm asking that since formally it has not been communicated to you, don't you think you are jumping the gun?
Well, we have written to the powers that be that look, they should look at this issue. This is not the first time we are raising it. Don't forget, very soon we are going to enter the Christmas festivities. And then, right after the festivities, the new year starts. So if what we were told in the budget, it is going to take effect in January, and as of now, nothing is happening by way of discussions or negotiations or whatever it is to ensure that there's that smooth transition.
Right.
And that our extra hours are also catered for. Automatically, then for us, it is the usual way of doing things. Unfortunately, by government most times, they do things unilaterally because they have the mandate and the power. But ultimately, when we also respond, then in quotes, there is chaos.
All right.
And that is what we want to prevent.
Dr. Yankson,
because I don't think it is fair for you to work 200 extra hours. Mind you, if you look at the 8 hours a day when 40 hours a week, on the average, a month, it amounts to about 160 hours.
Right.
Now, if you do the 160 and do extra 200 and more, in fact, doctors who are in the district, what we usually call one-man stage, you have a doctor in the whole district, or maybe a doctor in the whole community or a village or a group of villages or whatever. He basically works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay, Dr. Yankson, can you hold the line for me? Let me speak to the head of public affairs at the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. Mr. Ankra has just joined this discussion. Mr. Ankra, thanks so much for your time.
Good evening, Bright. How are you doing?
I'm great, and I hope you are great too. Now, according to the Ghana Medical Association, the 2014 budget spoke about withdrawing what they call market premium. The Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, are you aware of this?
First of all, let me congratulate the executive of GMA who recently were retained. And I also like to congratulate specifically the president to say. This is the thing. Government white paper said, which gives determination for guidelines. The guidelines for the determination of market premium said, statistical service will conduct a survey and determine who qualifies for market premium. The survey is not out yet. It's not even started. It's not complete yet. So this talk about market premium and withdrawal of market premium is neither here nor there. I don't know why it's an issue right now. Government at the GMA, doctors at the moment are enjoying interim market premium. And that interim market premium, every GMA member, or at least the executive, they are aware that interim market premium is in progress of the ADHA, which is the additional duty hours allowance. So it caters for the extra the extra hours they're doing. I don't know if that is being denied here.
Their fear is that under the 2014 budget, the finance minister announced that the market premium will be withdrawn starting from January 2014. And that's what I'm asking, if the Fair Wages is aware of any withdrawal of the market premium, particularly for doctors under the Ghana Medical Association.
I don't know why they are expressing the fear of something that has not occurred yet. The Fair Wages is aware of what everybody else is aware of, which is guidelines of government white paper on guidelines for the determination of market premium. It is available on our website, fairwages.gov.gh. And it states that when the market premium comes in, after we've determined who qualifies for market premium, which is critical skills in short supply, when that has been determined, then whoever qualifies will be given market premium. I don't know why doctors are entertaining this fear. And indeed, market premium is not unique to doctors in this country. Anybody in any sector can get market premium if you fall under the category that the statistical survey will determine.
You are assuring the doctors that it is too early for them to be complaining about this.
Boss, it's not for me to even assure them or encourage them on anything. The thing is there on the government white paper, the instructions are clear that it will be determined after a survey. Fair Wages is not in a position to determine who qualifies or who does not. Government white paper plus government priorities followed by the results of the survey will determine anyone who decides to cause any public fear for something that has not been determined. It's rather putting a cart before the horse.
hold the line for me. Let me just quickly speak to Dr. Yankson and come back to you briefly to wrap up. Now, Dr. Yankson, as I asked you earlier, if you're not jumping the gun down, the Fair Wages is suggesting that perhaps you are jumping the gun.
Right. I think L either is confusing issues or he hasn't given out the full fact. The truth is that overtime or extra work is different from market premium per the definition as put down in the government white paper. What we are saying is that whether government decides to come up with a new agreement for market premium or otherwise, our situation is that our overtime, as he rightly said, that it is being paid for now. Per the current arrangement, that overtime that they were supposed to have given us, they decided to create a market premium. Subsequently, the chief executive of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission actually appeared before the Public Sector Joint Standing Negotiating Committee and told the whole House, which is a group of labor unions, basically the leadership and representatives together with government, that market premium, as in code, put down for the doctors was a misnomer. But it is actually payment for the overtime. But for now, it's been increasing market premium. So in truth, we are not enjoying the so-called interim market premium that the Fair Wages is giving to other workers. What we are getting that for some reasons they decided to call it market premium is actually our overtime that we do, which L has rightfully said, yes, they are paying for.
Right.
So if, as the agreement exists now, government decides to scrap that in the name of market premium, then what they are doing is that they are scrapping our overtime. And we are saying that if you scrap it, we don't have a problem, but we are not going to work any overtime for you. As we work, you have to pay us for the overtime that we do. If you decide not to pay via the scrapping of the current agreement, which you have created market premium, we are also not going to work. The definition of market premium in the government white paper is entirely different.
Okay, then hold on. Now, El, let's quickly try and explain this. Now, the doctors are worried about what they call the overtime. Is it the same as what you're talking about, that there's a white paper out there and that those who qualify for market premium would be taken away from those who do not qualify and the right thing done? What exactly is the difference here? Market premium, overtime allowance? Hello, L.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right. I'm asking here that...
Yeah, I'm ready. I speak right now. Doctors extra hours are being catered for by interim market premium. So I don't know who will try to deny that, but I'll repeat and I'll emphasize that their extra duties are catered for on the interim market premium. Period. In any case, if they have an issue, because this issue, we've gone back and forth on it. We've been to the National Labour Commission. The issue is now in court. With all respect, if the GMA believes they have a strong case on this matter, let the court processes continue, and then we come to a conclusion of it. We don't have to battle this out in public.
Right.
We don't need a street fight over this. It is in court at the moment, unless GMA is trying to deny that as well. I wonder why an issue is in court and then they get into public and try to cause public a couple of days to Christmas. Let the court processes work. Last time I checked, we are covered in a constitutional democracy, and our processes, if you have a misunderstanding with someone, you think you are being shortchanged, you go through the court system. We should not hold any argument. Government people have said what it will say. GMA will say what it will say. Fair Wages will say what it will say. Let's get to the court and let them settle everything. That's all I can say.
Elankra, thanks so much for speaking to me, the head of public affairs at the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. Dr. Yankson, let me wrap up with you. Now, it looks from the Fair Wages point of view that you would have to hold on and see what is going to happen, and that you should not claim that what was said in the budget could affect your overtime allowance.
Brian, let me just kindly put this forward. I think L is still confusing issues. One, market premium is not before the court of Ghana. It is convention different. So this is an entirely different issue altogether. He should not make that mistake. 2, as he rightly said, for now, our extra hours is being catered for by this market premium arrangement, which he has confirmed. Now, it is just logical. If you scrap it, what it means is that you are not paying my extra duty hours. It is a simple thing. And what we are saying is that if government goes ahead as per the statement as contained in the budget, what it means is that our market premium, as he has rightly said, that is what they are using to pay our extra hours. If it is scrap, it means you are not paying for my extra hours. And once you do that, I'm also not going to do the extra hours. It is very simple. This is different from issues of conversion difference, which are now before the court. And unfortunately, they themselves are not prosecuting. And very soon we will come back to that issue.
You quoted from the government white paper, and you're not assured that whatever comes out of that paper perhaps will resolve this particular difficulty.
Yes, because you see, I think that people ought to read and understand what is there. Market premium, as contained in the government white paper, is not synonymous with overtime. Overtime is an entirely different thing. In fact, there are two different things altogether. Overtime is overtime. Whether you get market premium as per the definition of the government white paper or not, if you qualify for overtime, as stated in the Labour Act, you need to pay for the extra hours the man does. Market premium basically is some money that you will pay somebody to attract him to work for you. Either the skills are in short supply or a specialized skill that maybe if you don't tap, others will tap, and you may not be able to get access to those skills, even though they may be available.
Right.
That is entirely different from overtime. If you employ such a person and the person comes back to work for you, if he does overtime, you cannot say that because you attracted him with some money to work for you, you are not going to pay for his overtime. No, the two are not the same.
Dr. Yankson, thanks so much for speaking to me. The General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association, the Dr. Justice Yankson. Now, let me try and find out from the labor expert exactly the market premium issues. What exactly does it mean? How will it impact? And the attempt to scrap it, how will it impact on the labor front? Senor Jabin is a labor arbitrator. He's just joined me online. Mr. Senor, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Now, this market premium thing, is it something we understand, particularly when it comes to government or employee-employers situation?
Well, right. All of the things I'm hearing may sound a bit confusing. And I think that we need to clarify a few things before we can put this whole discussion in context.
Right.
The fact is that before a job is valued, it is evaluated using the various factors that constitute that job or that make up that job. Beyond that evaluation, factor points are assigned to each job, and then money or the value of cash or money or pay is attached to these points, depending on which is greater and which is lesser. So it will be surprising for me today to know that the single fine pay policy and its implementation having undergone a clear job evaluation and efficient job evaluation process, that things like overtime would not have been factored into what the job is to, or the job incumbent is to earn currently. You remember that, for example, for medical practitioners,
right,
they had, or in the health sector, they had what they call 80/8, and additional duty. But if indeed this allowance was not factored into the totality of the job of the medical practitioner, but that being the case, if it so happens, for example, that the the overtime or other allowances were changed or were transmogrified into what is called the interim premium, such that the name is not called that particular name anymore, and it is called interim premium. Then if premium is going to be scrapped, or interim premium is going to be scrapped, those allowances may have to be looked at again and negotiated into the salary of workers.
Right.
Yes.
And so you think that at least employees understand this, but perhaps they need to sit down and properly and talk about it.
Exactly so. So if that is the case, then they need to sit and discuss it. And how do you know whether it's the case? People must have documentary proof that this interim premium we are calling, we agreed per minute of the meeting that our ADHA or our critical support or our risk allowance, because it doesn't fit into the structure of the single spine pay policy after evaluation, we called it interim premium. So if interim premium is to be scrapped, then it should be looked at.
Right.
You see, that is what I think should be done.
Thank you so much for speaking to me. Senior Ajabe is a labor arbitrator there, and the GMA are asking that they be paid their market premium or their overtime allowance, or they'll have to work 40 hours instead of what they're doing now, 400 and 500 hours, according to the doctors. We'll get you more on this particular issue, but that wraps up the first part of the show. The interactive segment is coming up in a moment. Stay with me. I'm back right after this. Welcome back to today's big story. Time now to go interactive, and you get to us, we get you. Marian has just joined me. Welcome. It's a Tuesday.
It is. And a lot of people are crying.
Oh, yes. Well, of course.
But you look good, though. Yeah. These days, you don't even wait for me to compliment you. You run away because
we're ending the year on a great note, because there's a lot happening on the Joy News 2014, I tell you.
I know, right? Yeah. Yes, and even looking back at 2013, we've covered so many things. And I think my favorite was, coming into the year, the election. It was my first. I loved it. I did.
What's trending today?
What is trending? A lot of people are getting laid off.
We're told minus about 4,000 of them.
Yes. Excess of that, and then also happening in Kumasi right now, because government has put a cap on the importation of scrap metals, and it's affecting them a lot. So we're going into Christmas, a very joyous period, but a lot of people are crying.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Let's get interactive. My name is Marian Ture. Welcome back, and I'd like to announce all the tools that you need to get in touch with the show. If you go to Facebook, you'll find us there, facebook.com/joynews-on-TV. Like our page and comment on all the posts we put there, and then we will share them with the rest of the world. We tweet at Joy News on TV. Remember to use the hashtag JNInteractiveDA so that we'll be able to sort them out together and then take them all out at once. If you're sending us an email, send it to joynewsim@multitvworld.com. Our WhatsApp number is 0260-518-801. I am on Twitter too, and you can find me at MN Ture. And JN Interactive is where tech meets news to set the agenda. Job security is very, very important to all of us. And you see, a lot of things are happening. Like I was talking to Bright Amfo before, a lot of miners, in excess of 3,000, have been laid off, and it's very, very sad. I am hoping that you can see what is trending as we talk through it together. And here it says that over 3,000 miners have been laid off due to fall in the world market of gold. And it is amazing that things that are happening, around the world are actually affecting us, of course, because our economy that depends on natural resources and mineral wealth, and so that is what is trending on social media at this particular moment. And we want for you to also see what I can see here on my iPad. And okay, just a little bit of the quote here. It says that the swift fall in gold prices has significantly ravaged hopes and livelihoods of people around the world. Other workers in Ghana's mining firms to be affected by the job cuts include the auditors, the bankers, analysts, and in the financial capitals. It's really, really sad that at this particular moment that we are celebrating Christmas, this is what is happening. And the next story that is also trending is saying that workers lay off as ban on scrap metal exports have a toll on the dealers themselves. And government's decision to ban export of scrap has begun biting as dealers at Dagomba line in Kumasi lay off dozens of workers. And the scrap dealers at the hub, which inhabits about 10,000 merchants, say business has been poor since the ban came into effect. And one of my colleagues was there to go and cover that particular story. So this is the reality, the harsh realities that we are facing at this particular moment. And so we are asking so many questions. What can victims still do to enjoy their Christmas? Because, you can't not say that you won't celebrate Christmas. Some of them have kids, they have families to take care of. So how can they mitigate this? Could this have come at any other time than this? How can we as a nation also, ensure job security? And how does it even affect government and our economy as a whole? So we'll go and take our first video blog. And in that particular blog, we've been asking you, Ghanaians, to share your thoughts with us on this and also help us understand what the victims can also do to help them enjoy the Christmas. We'll go and take our first video blog.
It's not a good idea because it's going to be very difficult because the Christmas is also nearer, and I don't think there's any other option for those people to be able to secure any other work to make enough money for the Xmas. Even after the Xmas, there should be a proper measures put in place before sacking them, because those people, I don't think there's going to be any quick work for them to be able to get quickly to survive, because still, even though after the Christmas too, their life still continues. And what are they going to embark on as a work? So I think there should be measures put in place before sacking them.
Some people will enjoy the Christmas very well because the reason I'm saying this is that one, they've gathered a lot of things for themselves, and those that they may not be able to enjoy the Christmas on their own, that one depends on, because they are not ready to change up their mind or to come out from their comfort zone to search for the business that they want to do personal than they chasing after people's job. So to me, what I want to tell them is that they should look for a better work that will suit them than they chasing after people's job.
Yeah, in maybe a year of celebration, and I have to celebrate myself with maybe my family, which definitely I need something for myself. But one way or the other, I think the government also know the main reasons why those things has happened, because I knew the government's main aim and the reasons is to provide good opportunity for mankind. So they wouldn't just make a decision in order to just violate people's rights just as it was. Okay, but maybe in a way of doing this, it might be one or two reasons that they have realized that it's affecting the economy of the country, or one way or the other.
It's a very pitiful story to hear. Okay, I'll plead with the management that they should consider them a while. But the advice I will give now is that for now, if you want to focus on job, that is working for somebody to pay you salary, your life will not be all that convenient for you. The celebration of the Christmas they will be very, very sad. I'm even sad for them. I wish they are here so that I can even dash them something, but it's very, very pitiful. We've been encountering unemployment in the country every single day, which is very, very sad.
Welcome back. Before we take some comments, let's take another video blog. And in this one, we have been asking if this could have come at any other time, rather than this particular time. Some things are inevitable. They would happen anyway. Could government have waited a bit more to say, let's go after the Christmas, and then when we come back, do this, or it still doesn't matter to you? Let's take our next video blog.
It's not the right time. Even if they should be sacked, they should be informed, and there should be measures put in place where after leaving the way they can go to, not just quick like this. And this time too is very dangerous.
It's a government issue, so they have to decide. They know what they are doing, and they wouldn't do anything in a way of favoring a man whilst the country itself is suffering. But one way or the other, they have to do everything in order to solve other things. So I think any decision is the best.
Well, I guess what the guy is trying to say is that blue, which is inevitably yours, is better taking now, right? But then it's rather a very sad situation. Now let's go and take some comments that are coming in on social media, and the precursor is all here, and we are actually asking the simple questions: what can victims do to still enjoy their Christmas? Could this have come at another or better time? And how can we as a nation ensure job security? How does this affect the government of the day? And what is the impact on our economy? We wanted you to share your thoughts. You have shared them with us. 32 comments have dropped in within the last 5 minutes. Thank you so much for all the comments that have come through. Newton Jeffords begins and says, this issue is very sad, Marian. I always tell people, save for tomorrow due to this type of occurrences. What we can do as a nation to prevent this occurrence is to be our own boss by creating jobs for ourselves. Depending on another to work for them will always bring this type of problems. Baba Musa Tamale says, for me, in a situation like this, government has very little to do because government lacks the locus to directly intervene. Besides, government does not determine prices in the world market. I think government can only appeal to the mining companies involved in this matter to temper profit with mercies. And that is very nice, a play on words there, and with mercy, and allow the laid-off workers to return. On the issue of the ban on the exportation of scrap metals, I sincerely think the government has a responsibility to look into that ban, because the scrap business is undoubtedly one of the sectors in the economy that currently engages a large number of the unemployed active youth in the country. And I trust these, either Newton Jefford, Baba Musa and Mutala, to always bring long essays. And I really, really enjoy your long essays because, they have a lot of clout, you know what I mean? So keep them coming. As long as they come, I will read them. Mutala says, Marian, no time is better, because if it had come at any time, people would have reservations at this point in time. What we have to do is to put formidable measures and policies in place to secure and regularize our jobs, irrespective of the party of government or government in power. Sometimes many issues are beyond the capacity of the government, especially when it comes to world market increasing or decreasing commodities. Most people will be looking up to the government to take off the subsidy, but we can't always expect that from government, because it can lead to the collapse of the economy if the government continues to subsidize goods. We mostly have to take responsibilities for our businesses and stop pushing everything on the government. Talking about enjoying the Christmas, there's more reason why it's good to save, so that at any time any eventuality occurs, you will know where to turn. By the way, this is a season of sharing, so I don't think they will languish in hunger. So you're hoping that somebody kind and generous would go and share their food with them. I am actually hoping so. I'll take one more comment and then we'll go and take our next video blog. Majida Audu sending this from Gushegu says, look, Marian, job security can only be ensured if politicians stop telling lies. Don't promise what you can't fulfill. That is gear number one. Number two is coming. Thank you so much. At least you've lightened me up. We'll go and take our next video blog. And we are asking, how can we as a nation even ensure job security? Let's go and take our next video blog.
This problem cannot be solved, but it can only be limited or reduced. because looking at how things started from even since our democracy and things, histories and things, I don't think it can be solved, but it can only be reduced.
Well, in the world of which you can find out that the economy is growing faster, the population is growing faster than the economy. As a matter of fact, there are thousands of people there who wouldn't get a job to do. So I think that this is the time that we, the youth, especially the youth, we have to sit down, analyze ourselves, and then go much into business.
We should come out with our own potentials, business ideas. If you are 2 or 3, put your money together, start something. Than every day waiting for somebody to employ you. You see, I've been hearing a lot of stories. Sometimes if you're a lady, you are going to even search for a job, they have to propose to you before they accept your application, which is very, very bad. Just for common 1.5 job, somebody is begging a boss with PhD. It's very, very bad and sad.
Welcome back. I have a very funny comment here. I was thinking of skipping it, but I will read it anyway. And this one is coming from Roland Yeboah Fine Boy, and he says, Mariam, good evening. Do you know what rate or grade I would have given you, assuming I was made to access every work in your office? I'd have given you Y.5, just a little to Z. This is all because you refuse to read my comments out for days now and bypass them, and even when my comments aren't irritable, you still leave some out with the view that I commented a lot. Hey, is that how you did? Anyway, I wouldn't say much, but I have changed my mind towards nominating you as my running mate for 2016. Roland Yeboah Fine, but you know I read your comments, and you know that sometimes your comments they follow each other. They're like 3 or 4, and so I'm just being fair to the others who have commented. When I have taken 1 or 2 already, I still have a mental map of what I have read, and so you will hear me say, Roland Yeboah, I've already taken some comments from you, and I jump to the others. So please try and bear with me. There's so many other people whose voices also need to be heard. I hope you understand me. So let's go and take some more comments. Sylvia says they should engage themselves in self-employment. That'll be more beneficial. Well, they were self-employed. I guess if you're talking about the scrap metal dealers in Kumasi, they were actually self-employed. And the materials, the raw materials which they deal with, you know, there has been a ban on it. And so perhaps the idea is for them to move on into other sectors. But as for the mine workers, of course, they may have to find other jobs to do. Junior loves Camry. So after the presidency had put a pay cut, they want the ordinary Ghanaian to suffer some. This exams, dear, Xmas, dear, we go chop Hamatan hampa. Isa says, for this very bad for the workers. Emmanuelson, what are they going to eat? Abdul Hamid says, better Ghana for us. Roland Yeboah Fine Boy, again. And so when I say I have read you already, you get upset that I haven't taken. Okay, I'll take 1 more from you, but if I see another one, I will skip it. Roland Yeboah Fine Boy says, I think all we need is a good job that is free from corruption. So if someone is talking of job security, are you saying cocaine business should be secured? No, that's not what I'm saying. And in fact, your comment, you know, it lacked relevance and substance here, so, but I have taken it anyway, so don't complain. Noble says Ghanaians are in danger. Jeffrey Jefferson says, ow, after Xmas would even be better. So that you're thinking that they could have just shielded them a bit and waited till after Christmas to, you know, lay them off. Our widow Anthony says, are we safe? We are trying to say safe in this country in cases like this. If the person is a breadwinner of his family, continuation, what would happen? I'm sure you want to say. Adomako Job says we have postponed the Christmas to Easter. Okay, Roland again. Roland. Okay, I think whether Christmas season or not, they can find daily jobs to keep them kicking, like by day jobs, and then search for a proper job instead of going in for anything in the same job or for the timing. I think there is no better time for this than now. Isako Abdulaziz, I am looking for a job and some people are coming to add to me. Oh God. I understand where you're coming from. We'll go and take our final video blog, and we're asking, how does this affect government of the day and even our economy in its entirety? We'll take our final video blog.
It's going to affect the economy because now the dollar rate has been increased. And then if you are working in a job sector, they pay you what they call active income, or what you call salary, or maybe wages, or active income means if you are not active in the work, they don't pay you. That one, if they don't increase your salary and then they have increased the inflation, it means they've increased petrol and other stuff. It will affect you because your salary has not been increased. But if you are doing your own business, you know that I put in 1 hour or 2 hours, my income is this. So you know the effort to put into or double your income. So it will really, really affect the economy. That's why when they increase petrol, teachers or other staff or workers have to go for strike. That's the option they have to consider, which is very, very bad.
It's going to increase the unemployment too as well. Apart from that, to people suffering from this kind of financial aspect as well.
Negatively, it can affect the economy maybe when they are supposed to do something in order to generate some revenue or something for the country. One way or the other, we can lack in that aspect.
There's going to be a lot of effect on the economy. Number one, there's going to be increase in social vices, such as crime, robbery, and others. Because if these people didn't get work to do, and they also need to survive, without money and those things, they can't survive. What is the other alternative? It's just to steal or to rob people, because you don't have a work, there is no money, and there is no other alternative, and you need to eat too. So that is the only option to go to. So there's going to be an increase in the social vices.
The last guy who spoke, I'm just a bit worried that if this would actually increase social vices, wow. But let's pray that it doesn't and that they actually find something else to do. We are a very resourceful people as Ghanaians, and I am sure that they will find something else to apply themselves to rather than, something really bad. Let's take some more comments now. And Jimmy Ajay says, what a mess. I think government should have exercised patience. But you see, our politicians always cry for their pocket. What is on the ground? Ghost names in all the government institutions must be expunged. If this should be done, we would have free education rather than doing what is unbeneficial to us. Mbo Samuel says, Mariam, we are not serious as a people. That's why companies keep on laying off workers anyhow. As for banning of scraps, that's the first gear action. We will soon ban all exports. That's better Ghana. We promise to feel it. Joaquim says it's rather unfortunate that people will lose their jobs at this time of massive unemployment in the country. As it is now, it's not the fault of government, but as a result of the declining gold prices worldwide, it's definitely going to affect the economy one way or the other. Umar says this will always affect our economy. There is nothing anyone can do. This is a better Ghana for us, or very soon it will be a better Ghana. Mariam, good day. Good day to you too, Umar. John Mohammed, taxman. What has the current government done? Why are Ghanaians so hypocrite? Who sold the mining companies? Who was the negotiator? What measures do they put in place to prevent this from happening? What did the miners do to their workers when the price was high? No intake of new members, but when it falls, workers should go home. You see why I said our leaders don't think about us, but their benefit. Take, for instance, when AGC was sold to AGA in 2004, how many workers were laid off? Over 1,000 workers. And you sit happily and criticize. My friend, stop deceiving yourself, because the politicians have got nothing for us. Abdullah Razak, this is better Ghana for you. Isa says, oh, this is bad on the side of Kumasi magazine. Muhammad Ali, better Ghana agenda. job for the people indeed. The Dagomos should go to demonstration. And that is where I ended for today. Bright Anful is back, so we can wrap up together.
Right. Job loss is not very good for Christmas, especially when families will depend on those who are working to go through the festive season.
Not at all.
Let's hope for the best. That's how we're wrapping up the show for now. We have Joy News exclusive coming up, but we'll have more news later on at 8 o'clock. My name is Bright Anful.
And my name is Mariam Ture. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.